Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Malin. You might have seen me on way back videos, or you might have seen me over on the Speed Industry channel. But today I'm going to talk about the GR86. I've been driving this car since the beginning of January, end of December, as well as the white BRZ that you've seen on our channel. This thing's got a road trip on it. I went out to California with it. It's got rock chips in the front, a rock chip on the window. And we've been doing a lot of testing on this. You might have seen the Gretty video. I'll put a link up here. And you probably have seen us do the wing install video. This was the car that we used to install the spoiler, duckbill, or whatever you guys want to call it. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about two major things: what fits the car and how I ruined this car. Before I get into talking about what fits and what doesn't fit, let me tell you a little bit about this car. We've done a lot of things. We've had 3 different sets of wheels on this car. We've adjusted the suspension many times. We do run the BC Racing coilovers on here. And like as I said earlier, this car has some miles on it. And the first thing I want to talk about is the actual floor mats. The WeatherTech floor mats from the previous generation do not fit this car. There's a pull lever where the gas cap is, so the new generation will need a new floor mat from WeatherTech. So as soon as that becomes available, we'll let you guys know. Some of the other things we found out is the 4th brake light. The older version had a triangle point to the bottom, and this one's straight across. We pulled the cover off, we looked at it. It's not gonna fit. So look in the future for a new aftermarket brake light for this. The other thing that we noticed is that we tested was the HIC products. So the rear spoiler that goes on the roof does not fit, and the vent visors will not fit. And a lot of these things will be listed on our website. We have a specific section on the website for the 2022 model cars, and I'll put the link down below, and you guys can check all those things out. We put the products in the category when we know they fit and they're confirmed to fit. One of the other things that is fitting and is not fitting, and there's a lot of controversy, is exhaust. As this car has, you've seen the video and the Gretty exhaust, this exhaust actually fit very well. Other exhausts we've seen people put them on is the ADR and the Gretty RS systems. There are modifications, so those manufacturers are not going to actually say they fit, even though you might see somebody doing that. If you're okay with modifying your bumper, you can go ahead and purchase those exhausts. Just know that they come with modifications to your bumper, actually where you're going to cut to get things to fit, and they could actually burn your bumper. That's just a couple quick things that don't fit the car, that are changes. I mean, when I went to test the HIC rear window visor piece, I mean, the window on this car is actually about this much wider on each side of the car. So just to show us how much different this car is versus the other cars. All right, guys, now I'm gonna get on to how we kind of ruined this car a little bit. So we dumped this thing on the ground. First off, we maxed out the coilovers as much as possible. We wanted to see how low it would go. It was kind of fun for the Instagram, take some pictures. Make sure you follow us there. You can see some of the earlier pictures, the reels, whatever. We were having fun with the car. Earlier we had the Titan TS5s on there. It is an 18 by 8.5, and you're gonna see that in one of our future videos where we actually put it on the white BRZ that you've seen. And we're gonna talk about the fitment in detail, how lower control arms, upper control arms, and all that stuff works really well together. But on this car now, we were rocking an old set of TE37 SL Black Edition 2s. The stickers are even a little bit faded, and we ruined the tires a little bit, as well as the car. We were running a 255, 35, 18 on an 18 by 9.5 plus 41 offset. So let me show you the results. This is what happened to the tire. This car, we did lift it a little bit, maybe just not enough. This car was on stock suspension, not stock suspension, but stock control arms, the LCA and uppers. So we didn't add any camber or do anything. We just lowered the car. We put these 18 by 9.5s on, and this is the result. We've eaten away at the tab, we've scraped up the metal, and I'll show you guys both of those. But this is what you're gonna get if you wanna try to squeeze these wheels on without adjusting the camber and all this stuff. All right, guys, so here's where I'm talking about the results. So we've actually pulled the paint away from the tire rubbing, as well as we ate away a lot on this plastic tab. So I'm gonna pull this out. We've already had this out, as we've trimmed this a little bit as of recently. But if you look at a stock one, it's actually about that much further. So this one now is modified. And again, in a future video, you're gonna see on the BRZ where we talk about that and the fitment issues and things like that. You can see this is all just getting torn up. And that's raw metal there. So we're gonna fix this. We're not taking it to a body shop or anything like that, but we are gonna trim this out ourselves and get this wheel fitting, as well as we're gonna be adjusting the camber. We're gonna probably do an upper and a lower arm and try to suck this whole suspension in, you know, a +5 millimeters. When they designed this car, The track width is 5 millimeters more per side, which has caused the issues, and that's one of the reasons these 18 by 9.5s with anything from all the way up to the plus 44 and absolutely like the plus 38s are just way too much for this car. So this is the driver's side, and I've already trimmed this with a knife. This is the passenger side unmodified with all the rubbing and stuff. And you can see it's got an angle to it, as well as just some extra stuff going on there. And you can see like how much more I trimmed if you want to compare these two. So you can do that with a knife or a grinder just to get that off. These tabs do allow it to clip back in. Also, you can and should probably put tape on it, but since we're using this for demonstration stuff all the time, we haven't taped this and secured this back on the car yet. All right, guys, follow me here. This is where we were damaging the front. And again, this car it's not aggressively low, but we are running a 255/35. It's the Nitto Invo tire, but on turns, we were rubbing on the inside here. So these are things you just have to deal with your brand new car, you know, if you want to have that stance. We were rubbing on the very inside of this liner here. You can see a little bit on this edge. So not terrible, and then this is probably some of this stuff too as well, over some dips. But this is just from turning. And again, we're not super low. You'll see the photos. That's just part of life if you want to run these big 18 by 9.5s on these cars. All right, guys, so now that I showed you some things that fit and some things that don't fit, and I showed you how we kind of ruined some tires, damaged the car a little bit on the front and rear fenders. Some people are going to be totally okay with that. I like it because I like the way the car sets and I like the way the car rides and handles after we did the suspension. Comments on the suspension and the exhaust. This exhaust, my opinion of it, you know, we put out some teaser videos. I'll make sure I put the link up here. It's got a drone under 3K to down in the 2100 mark. Other than that, this thing rips. I love the sound outside the car. Just got a little bit of that buzzy sound on the inside at super low RPMs. If I had to give it a score, I'm gonna say this exhaust is perfect for anyone that's 18 to 24 years old. So on with that, let me talk about the suspension. So this suspension and the suspension that you're gonna see us install in the white BRZ are both prototype suspensions. Both manufacturers have confirmed fitment, but the spring rates are different. So you're gonna see a lot of new part numbers actually coming out from manufacturers, and they're changing the spring rate as well as the dampening. This car, I mean, it's pretty low, so it's pretty bouncy to me. I could watch my headlights at night kind of dipping up and down. If you want to lower the car and you're very anxious to do it, you can use these suspension components from the first gen cars on this. Leave us a comment below on what you guys want to see in the video. I've seen some comments down there. I personally read them all myself. Some of the guys on our team also do. We've seen you guys want new grills for the GR86. We've seen someone ask about a bumper swap. I've actually really thought about that. On the white car, how cool would it look with a GR front end on it? And I've actually contemplated what else do you need to do to the car to actually convert it to a GR. You got a steering wheel badge, you got a cluster, and you got badging on the rear of the car. These cars are pretty much identical. If you think there's something else that you need to do, leave a comment below, and also comment below what you want to see on this car and what exhaust clips you also want to see too. This exhaust is actually going to get installed on another car locally. He's going to take that and we're going to put something else on this car, and we're going to give you another clip soon. Okay, so that about wraps up this video. I've had a lot of drive time in both of these cars, the white car as well as this black car. The GR86 is much more tail happy. You're gonna see in our future video, we're gonna talk about the spring rates, the dampening, and just the difference between the two cars. And I can tell you, these two cars are completely different the way they actually handle. Some of it's a test is due to the tire that came on the BRZ that we got. We got one of the better models with the 18 with the Pilot Super Sports. So that car's a little more stickier, but the tail end of this GR just wants to go and have fun. It's a little more tail happy. Keep an eye on our social media for more up-to-date information. We have plenty of products in stock, so make sure you check out our website. The link is below. If we don't have it, it's because the manufacturers don't. This Greddy exhaust, we had a lot of systems, and even before we posted the YouTube video, we had some teaser clips on our Instagram, and people called us right away and they ordered them because we had them in stock, and now there's gonna be a pre-order. It could be another 3 to 4 months before the manufacturers get some of the stuff. And again, we stock a lot of stuff here in our warehouse in Las Vegas. If you're ever in the area, please feel free to stop by and drop a like if you like this video. Thank you.